All right, welcome back. This is the Black Backyard Homesteader. I was just coming out to the property today just to look around, kind of get the mental picture, to how I want everything to be organized. Of course, you have to spend a lot of time conceiving the idea. And once you spend that time conceiving the idea, then you bring that idea into fruition, or into the physical. So it's November the 26th, 2020. I've been working on trying to get moved out here since April of this year, but COVID hit big and it kind of stifled and delayed everything. So I'm just giving you a view of the road that's coming into the property. Now this road here, it leads to my closest on the road neighbor, which is my mom. So she's back up that road. You really can't see her house from here that well, but she's back up this road. And as this road comes around through here to our 8-acre homestead, part of our 8 acres is in the wooded area here. It's in the tree line, which I'm gonna make use of that. We're gonna cut wood out of there and sell firewood to those who would like to have it. And so we got the road coming in, and then along our property line, we're gonna take the road. So I'm just gonna kind of walk this property real quick. I made a couple of other videos that didn't turn out quite right. It didn't have any sound. I'm still getting used to this, for the YouTube thing. So I made like a 20-minute video and I did all that walking and talking, and there was no sound when I got through. So I didn't post it. So I'm gonna do something really quick, and hopefully I have some sound when I get through. So this is the road. It's not complete, as you can see. And we started on this summer, and it was good enough to get us in and get some few things done where we could get in here if it rained, So the road comes up this way and it turns again. And actually, this is the way my wife actually wanted it. And I wasn't even thinking about putting the road like this, but man, I think it's a great idea now. Well, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, okay, that'll work. So before I pass this area, see where this pole at here? This is where our barn, we'll put a barn here for our goats and our chickens. So it'll be a fence. Let me kind of back up so you can see, because like I said, they're not finished with the road, but it'll be a fence along this road and a barn up here where we'll house the goats and chickens in this barn up here. And getting back to the road, so I guess we'll get this road completed sometime next year when the house is ready for completion. So as soon as we know that, we'll get this road finished. Okay, so all right, so here we go. So again, I kind of back up so you guys can see. So coming down this road, starting back there, that utility pole, we'll have our barn and a fence coming along where the chickens and the goats can free range. And over there, our property line stops right on where those soybeans at on the south side. Okay, so even though those beans are on our property a little bit, it's not a big deal at the moment. So it's not a big deal right now. Okay, so this second pole here, we'll let the goats and the chickens and whatever other livestock we have, we'll let them free range to about this second pole. But right here, after this second pole, utility pole. We want the grandchildren to have a little playground, you know, big enough for them to run and play, because if you don't have a big playground or a playground, they will play in the house, and that can get expensive, believe me. And our grandchildren, you know, and that oldest one loved to climb. She is a climber. She'll climb this pole. We got to watch, because she'll climb probably, and she's not afraid of heights. She'll climb that tree. She when go to the fair, she loved to ride, and she's only 4 years old, and she was doing that like at 3 years old. She want to ride the highest thing that, you know, she can find. And don't be scared either. Not scared. Love it. So let's see here. I got some flags out here, if you can see, where the house is going to sit on the north side of the road here. And all of this road, we're going to gravel it all the way back to this last pole. So, you know, we look forward to that. And you can see the other flags there. So the house will sit to the right of the road as you're coming in, or to the north side of the road. Now, let me say, these little thicket of trees right here, I don't like it. So we're gonna knock all of those down and scrape all of that eventually. So now, from this pole, this utility pole, actually forward and backward, probably to the to the tree line back there. Our property goes beyond that tree line, but in the tree line, outside of that tree line, on the east side of the tree line, we're coming forward. The plan is to plant fruit trees back that way. So we want an orchard back there. You know, apple tree, plum, peaches, banana tree, you know, whatever we can find that grow in this area, apricot tree, because we need to make fresh preserves. And importantly, everything on the homestead has to produce some kind of income. So we'll have our trees, fruit trees back this way, and we'll start growing our crops. I get that tractor, and we'll grow from the fruit trees all the way back up to this, where this bush is here, pretty much, where the pole, right there, utility pole. We have vegetable crops. Interestingly, like I said, on this side over here, you know, let me see. I'm going to show you guys how. See, that's the road coming up. You'll be able to see that. And everything on this side of the property, which is on the south side, I got plans for. Isn't that interesting? I got plans for. Now, this tree that you're looking at, that I'm walking toward now, this is the only tree that we have on the flat of the property. Don't want any trees close to the house or anything like that. That's just my thing. But, you know, like I said, we do have trees in our wood line and along inside the thicket there. Our property goes over into there. So, but as far as on the flat of the property, as you can see, all the way up there to where that white car is, the property line, and it comes all the way to the on the south side to the soybeans, through the tree line there on the other side of the tree line, and I'm just kind of panning through the trees over there, through the tree line, the thicket over there. So that's 8 plus acres. Now back to this tree right here. Since this is the only tree, I'm not going to cut it down or anything like that, but my brother suggested, which I thought was a great idea, that we're going to clean and clear all under this tree here. Okay. And we're going to use it for a shaded area. And we're gonna put some rocks down, some little pea gravel, all under here. Okay, and clean this all up. And we're just gonna use it as a sitting area. We'll have some tables and chairs, you know, some benches maybe, you know, picnic bench or something like that out here. So if we want to just sit under the shade after being out in the orchard and in the garden, we can sit under the shade. And the bonus is we're going to be doing some fish farming. Guess what this is? This is the start of, they haven't completed it, so don't judge it yet. But that's the beginning of the fish pond, okay? The fish pond or lake is going to be expanded. It's kind of just a hole in the ground right now that we had, you know, the beginning people to come do. But actually the pond is going to, we got somebody that's going to do it. It's going to go almost to the tree line. We need enough space to drive around the tree line. So it's going to go, or drive around the pond actually. So the pond is going to go almost to the tree line, going west, and going north. We're going to show you. I'm going to have to back up so I can show you. So it's going to be a nice big fish lake where we're going to farm fish so we can make some money and give our people some good whole organic fish. Okay, so there. So if you look, as you're looking at the screen, I guess it'd be to your left, which is the north side, where the tree line is the north side of the property. So the fish pond is going to be expanded to the left or to the north, and then it's going to come back all the way almost to the tree line back here. Okay, and we're going to make a kind of like a little L shape. It's going to come back this way a little bit. So it's going to be a pretty big lake. We want, like I said, enough space to drive around it. We'll probably, you know, put a road in to drive around it, because when it rains and when it get cold, and you need to be able to get to all of your things that you need to get to sustain yourself. So this is my idea of what freedom looks like. Okay, you know, to me, freedom looks like getting up every day doing what I want to do, not going to some 9-to-5 job, putting up with a bunch of attitudes and racism, because you're going to get that, believe me. You're going to get that racism, and you're going to get a bunch of attitude, you know. And the way the system is set up so that you work 40, 50, 60 years and then you die. You don't get really a chance to live if you're a free thinking person. Now, if you know, love that, then you're good. Just not what I want to do, you know, the last 25, 30 years of my life, or whatever I have left, you know, whatever it is, I don't want to continue on that road. Now, interestingly enough, on this north side of the property, I have not conceived an idea on what to do with this side of the property. I just haven't. And I kind of thinking about what, you know, what can I do? You know, what can I do over here? I mean, it's enough space I could do some more farming or vegetable crops. And I think I'm just going, my mind tells me now is to just leave this space open. And if I need, you know, to do something extra, I'll have it, you know, just leave it open, and I have the space for extra if I need it for anything. I might, who knows, run some more livestock over here, you know, fence it, run some more livestock or more crop, you know. I don't know, you know. I'm considering, you know, I'm going to have a well out here and everything. So I just, you know, like I said, this is the black backyard homesteader. So It's a lot of work, to get the land the way you want it. But with you guys' help and advice, I know it's going to work out, and your prayers, it's going to work out. Everything that I learn, and I'm going to share with you. If you choose to get on the land, work the land, and this even if you don't have 8 acres, or if you got 48 acres, or if you just in your backyard, because I started off in my backyard. I didn't have a garden this year because I thought I was going to be moved onto the homestead, the 8-acre homestead, but it didn't happen. So, but if you're doing some backyard growing or something like that, and you got some advice, put it down. Let me know. Tell me some things, because I'm learning too. This is a new project for me. Even though I grew up on a farm in the country, matter of fact, out this way, a little further down south of here where I'm at now, we had, hogs and chickens and, things like that, and we had a truck patch, what they call a truck patch, which was a huge garden. I mean, super huge garden. We had all of that. And we sold okra to the okra market. I remember going to the okra market with my aunt, selling okra and that kind of thing. So we had enough to make big baskets, bushels of baskets of okra. So that's what I want to do. I've always liked watching the tractors in the field and the combines, but I never wanted to work for Mr. So-and-so and Mr. this and Mr. that. I always wanted to do it for myself. So it is my hope and my desire, and it shall happen that I will be doing it for myself here shortly. But doing it for myself is also mean doing it for my people. I want to produce good, organic, non-GMO foods that me and my family can eat, and that we can market out to our community, So this is something that we as a people, need to do. And I like to give a shout out. This thing about doing for self, and my mentality of what it means to be free, this just didn't start. I've been having this mentality actually for about 30 years. When I was introduced to the teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, big shout out to Messenger Elijah Muhammad. And, just to do for self, shout out to the Honorable Messiah Marcus Garvey, shout out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and others, just to inspire me to, look, just move on it, Once you conceive this, then once the conception is complete, then move on it, bring it into reality. And that's where I'm at on it. It's a spiritual thing for me. It ain't just about a physical move, okay? And it is, for when people I guess for some people it's just a physical move with nothing more, no less. But this is more than a move for me. Okay, this is a spiritual journey for me. Okay, so I'm, although I don't have anything out here right now, it's because I guess the timing was off because of COVID or whatever. But everything works for the good of those who love the Lord. Okay, so we'll say that, and actually, that's very true. So And, you have to know what love means. But nevertheless, that's very true. So we're going to make this happen with your help, with your advice, with your prayers. You can, if you want to donate to help me make this happen, and for our people, you can always cash out me. I think I have it in the description, how you can cash out me, and like I said, if you help me, and I'm going to help you, I'm going to, you give me your advice, whatever help you can do, if it's not monetary, you can give me some good advice, some words of encouragement, all of that, that's help. We have to do that for each other. We have to pool our resources is what I'm really trying to say. And resources is not always money. Sometimes it's just guidance. It's words of encouragement, as well as money. So if you want to, you'll be able to see if you donate money, if you donate your encouragement, your advice, I'm going to keep you informed on what's going on the homestead, what's going on the farm. You'll know what's going on. You'll see where your money is going. It's not going to be like you give your money to the preacher. You don't know what happens to your money. You just say, well, whatever he does with it is his business between him and God. No, you're going to actually see, a barn, and you're going to see the goats and the chickens, and you're going to see the tractor, and you're going to see me, driving the tractor, and planting vegetables, and you're going to see the orchard, the fruit orchard down there, and you're going to see us preserving and canning food and selling food, and you're going to see the fish farm, over there where we're going to be, farming fish, good healthy fish, so you're going to see all of this on 8 acres of land that's going to sustain not only our family, but we're going to provide good quality, non-GMO, non-hormone, with all these hormones and chemicals in the food, good organic food for our people. And you can help me do that. And whatever you give, like I said, I appreciate it. It's going to happen. And I'm just looking forward to it, So anyway, I'm going to get off of here, but I'm going to keep everybody informed. I'm going to learn how to use this camera better, or maybe I'm doing this on a cell phone, so maybe I just need a better cell phone, because my cell phone is like 6 or 7 years old, so I don't have all the little gadgets right now, so you're listening to me talk. I wish I could change it over and you could see me. I don't think I can do that on this particular phone, but in the near future, I will be able to, I'm going to get a better phone, probably, more up-to-date smartphone, Android. I like Androids, but I may even go to iPhone. I may need an iPhone. I'm pretty sure the up-to-date Androids can probably do enough or just as much as an iPhone. I don't know, but I have to talk to my children about that. They know all of that, and they're gonna help me too. They're gonna help me. They don't think, but they're gonna help me with this, cause this is for them, and one day this will be passed to them, and our grandchildren, and I got to get my grandson out here and show him, the ropes, as I learn, show him. Now, some of this I already know how to do, like I said, I grew up on the farm, but to maintain what I'm talking about is, it's going to be a learning process, and that's what YouTube is for, right? So a lot of people got advice on YouTube, and like I said, you can send me messages in my comments. You can, just words of encouragement, advice. You can donate, to help make this happen. I'd appreciate all of it. But let me get off of here. And like I said, I'm going to keep everybody informed on what's going on the Black Backyard Homesteader. So thank you for listening and for this moment of your time. And I will talk at you later. Peace.